Good evening, everybody. Coming at you live from the UAlbany Esports Arena. Tonight we have the pleasure of watching the UAlbany Great Danes against the Carleton Ravens. We are starting this map on Haven. As usual, my name is Massimo. My co-caster is Adrian.
It's a pleasure to be here once again, Massimo. And we've seen the performance on Haven fluctuate. The first time we ever played on Haven, we did really good with the Waylay and Sova. And as we see, they are opting to go Sova again. And Sova's just really good on Haven, as we know. And I wonder if they're going to go back to Waylay, but it looks like Tristan's going back to Yoru, which he loves Yoru, and we know that he can play Yoru really well.
Yes, we do see UAlbany taking a step back from the aggressive two-duelist comp on Haven, which can backfire considering it's such a attack-heavy map with the 3 sites to attack. And we do see Killjoy come in for UAlbany as opposed to the Cypher for the Carleton Ravens. I think from now on I'm just going to refer to them as the Ravens since that's easier than Carleton, but we do see like a pretty standard comps for both teams. Teo is a little bit unusual to see on Haven, but we're going to have to see how they utilize his utility. They have 2 drones now, and they have 2 scanning agents, and they have the Teo missiles for the post plant, so we're just going to see how they utilize that on attack.
I mean, I agree. I think Teho is probably seen as a pseudo duelist here, but mainly just for the information. I think Patat hasn't done the best on duelists, so maybe he's playing a little bit more of a passive role that can kind of fluctuate back and forth. Then ISO as the duelist for the Ravens. What do you think of that, Massimo? Do you see ISO on Haven a lot, do you think?
I mean, ISO overall, I'm not going to sugarcoat this, and when I see someone lock ISO in my comp games, I'm thinking that's a throw, right? Because if we're being honest, ISO doesn't provide much to his team. He's more of a ego-type duelist, kind of like Reyna, but I mean, there's definitely ways you can utilize his shield to perhaps initiate a retake or anything like that. And we see Tristan get the pick on Normdog in sewers. That's round 1 Yoru diff right here. And we see Sunless just staying in this smoke, and UA is just going to play this slowly, possibly just anticipating a lot of, defense on the A site. We just see them kind of defaulting down long in sewers. And we do see the lurk in mid, actually. He's scanning garage. We see Sunless catch Narch off guard and get popped to shield. See, this is where ISO comes in handy, because without that shield, he wouldn't have died, without that shield, he would have died to Tristan before getting that pick and getting traded out. And then we also see Patat get the Sova of the Ravens. And now we just see the 3 remaining Danes just taking this B site, and they're just going to get this plant down, and it's going to be a 3v2 retake in favor of UAlbany.
Spike planted.
I think they kind of know both are from A. I anticipated the rotate correctly this time, and I think off of that Omen blind, they do detect that they're both there. But KJ is a really good post plant.
Yes, of course, that lurk allowing them to get on the B site, and we do see the missile already being utilized as stall to keep the Ravens from retaking. We see the blind pop by Tyson. They clear out Bev, but Patat gets the trade on Levente, and Patat gets the 3K, killing Tyson at the end of the round, and your Great Danes are taking the pistol round on attack on Haven.
You know what? I think Patat, like we saw a little bit, and as I talked about at the start, didn't do maybe the best on duelist, but on Teho, maybe that's his comfort pick. Maybe he's more attuned for initiators. And Teho, he's pretty simplistic, not that crazy of a character, but if you play very consistent, consistency is the name of the game sometimes. So.
Yeah, and I mean, clearly UAlbany's done some re-strategizing, trying to get Patat on a more comfortable agent here. And we see Levente probably making a smart decision to not throw that camera, giving all the noise that UAlbany is making C long. They are pushing onto the site very heavily. They're already there. You see Tristan just jumping with the buggy, gets taken out by Meku. Patat gets the trade on Normdog. Meku gets Patat, and then Pyro gets Meku. So now it's just an even 3v3. UAlbany's gotten the bomb down, but the Ravens are all together and gonna try and initiate this retake with nothing but pistols.
Pyro is looking at CT with the Marshall though, so he could play long any second he wants. So
Pyro sees Tyson here, gets the pick, and Arch also gets Sunless off the screen, and now we just see Levente kind of just stuck in garage door here. Not really much he can do, but he's probably just gonna die to the bomb for the extra eco. But yeah, no, we see the Great Danes have a good hold on this C site, especially with the weaponry they have from winning the pistol round.
Of course. And like you said, it looks like Levente is just probably going to sit in garage and And yeah, it's definitely going to get the eco there. It's really funny that the Cypher was the first one holding the site and he's the last one to die. He didn't really provide too much for the team, but that was just their save round. So couldn't do much there anyway.
That
and,
Rift
the
boy
team
is going to teleport himself
honestly,
right
not a
into
terrible
one of
eco.
my traps.
Even getting 2 guns down is pretty good result when you're on a save, like a full save. But yeah, no, that is funny now that you mention it. The fact that the Cypher was the one playing C and ended up being the only one alive at the end of the round, kind of just maybe he's baiting his teammates a little bit. I'm just joking, but nah, we actually see the Ravens are gonna have weapons this round. They did go on a full save, none of them forced. So they should be having a relatively full buy here. And we just see UA on their bonus here, kind of defaulting for picks, knowing that the Ravens are going to have that superior weaponry. And we actually see Tristan get Tyson with the wallbang, and that's already a Vandal in the hands of UAlbany. But does Tristan know about the 2 Ravens outside the smoke? Gonna flash and throw the Omen blind through the smoke. Tristan gets... Sorry, I can't keep track. Levente gets 3 of the UAlbany players, and Bev gets Levente finally traded out. It's a 2v2. And we just see UA in control of Garage, possibly trying to figure out where they're going to go to. But the bomb is isolated just outside of like the B site door. And UA, we see Bev like shift walking up. But Meku is definitely aware of this potential push here. And it all just comes down to if Bev can just catch a timing on him. And we see Patat slowly pushing out, like narrowly avoiding the hold of the Silva. Throws a missile, back sight, I believe. And Bev kills Meku with the crouch spray of the Spectre. Such a powerful weapon
30
at close
seconds
range.
left.
Like, you can even beat a Vandal in that fight. And now that they secured the bomb, they're just going to go ahead and plant it on C site. And Bev's going to wrap all the way through C long.
And he's probably just going to play off site. I don't know if he has any missiles or if they're just playing together, which I do think is the smart idea. He does not have any missiles.
No missiles and no nanoswarms. So they're just going to have to peek this together from C long after hearing a tap, pretty much. Sunless trying his best to clear out the entirety of C long. Alerts UAlbany of the positioning of Sunless, and they will be taking that round, which is a very bad result for the Ravens there, because that is their full buy. They're supposed to win that round, even though UAlbany's on a bonus. And now UAlbany is just in possession of a majority of their guns. Or sorry, 2 of their guns. But either way, the Ravens economy is hurting right now.
And, you know, talking about the Spectre versus the Vandal there, I believe Meku was looking more towards Yard in the window area instead of in the corner where Bev was. So I think Bev had just a tiny bit of surprise off the
That is a pretty good time to catch, yeah. So we do see Meku playing aggressive, just gets immediately taken out by Tristan. Not sure if that was the right play there. Does allow Sunless to push into this little cubby on B here. And we do see Pyro drone out C long. I don't think he quite saw the Cypher playing on site, but I'm pretty sure they're aware that Cypher's playing on C. And we see Bev get a pick on Tyson, who tried pushing up A long after the mid presence was there, possibly not realizing that they were playing a default. And now we see Patat droning out A main, and it just looks like UAlbany's going to storm onto this A site, knowing that they have the better guns. And yeah, the Ravens are going to have to play retake here. Unless Sunless is going to fight this along with the Yoru. Peaks gets taken out by Tristan, unfortunately timing there, trying to clear out the site. And the Teo missile shot into heaven, forcing Normdog to get off the angle. And they will get the spike down. It's a 5v2 in favor of UAlbany. And there's not much. Standing. Yeah, and Tristan gets Normdog too for the 3k. And Pyro gets the Vente. That is a very clean round by UAlbany there. Flawless, just beautifully played default there. Possibly a little bit too aggressive. I know typically on your saving rounds, you want to be a little bit aggressive because you want to try and catch the enemy off guard, but that doesn't work if the enemy is running a default, which is exactly what UAlbany was doing there. They managed to get 2 picks off the bat on the Omen and ISO, and that just gave them all the information they needed to just storm onto that A site and get that free plant down.
And I think we're really seeing the power of Teho here. You know, they have both drones, so in case they want to re-hit a site, they always have a drone for the site.
Oh yeah, just double scan, forcing Sunless off the angle, yeah.
Now he's stuck in the corner, forcing his TP early, which I'm sure he didn't want to do. You see the Tristan using the Dimensional Drift to clear site here.
From the shadows gets cancelled, and then we see Tyson teleporting into the corner, and now we just see 4 three Ravens just holding on to the site, and we see Yoru wrapping back around to C, possibly anticipating a rotate. UAlbany is kind of slowed down. They have a crossfire in A long. It looked like Tyson was gonna peek that for a second there, but UA just peeks him anyway, and Narch gets Tyson down, and Sunless gets hit by the shock dart, and yeah, and UA is actually gonna leave. Interestingly, probably thinking that all the Ravens players are present on the A site, but UA just slowly walking out of A main, trying their best to not get noticed, and now they're just running all the way over to the C site, and
this is an amazing prediction by UA.
They're having good reads right now. Yeah, this is great. Normdog is present on the C site, but it's literally a 5v1 right now.
30 seconds left.
Normdog gets 2 with the flash, 3 flashes, gets the 3rd on Narch, and then Pyro finally gets the trade. Wow, that is a great play by Normdog there. Actually making this an even round now. I believe the Ravens have guns as well. And we see Meku and the Cyber pushing from opposite angles. Pyro caught the timing on Levente. Or sorry, I should say Levente caught the timing on Pyro. And oh my lord, what seemed to be a super unlikely round for the Ravens to win turns into a round win for them. That's their first one.
No, yeah, that was really good. I'm gonna steal that Yoru blind. I think that's a very creative blind to throw it. You know, I never would have thought that throwing it against the wall to get shot behind me, but also
you don't bounce it off walls.
No, well, not like right there. That's a I don't play Yoru on Haven as much as you do, Massimo. So that was really interesting for me to see, and also too catching UA with the same flash twice.
Yeah.
So maybe a little bit of a misplay there, but I think they were just going very confident into the site. Also, too, we gotta remember the site for clears. They do have to clear those first, or else, you know, as we know, any Sentinel can just stop a whole team.
Which is probably why they got stuck there and got caught off by those Yoru flashes. And now we just see the momentum kind of shifting in the favor of the Ravens. They're actually gonna take this momentum and play aggressive with the Omen smoke. And we actually see Pyro and Tristan. The flash gets dodged, but Tristan and Pyro double swing and get some dog. And the spray comes in from Meku, doesn't quite hit anything. But Tristan gets him. Tyson gets Tristan. So now it's a 4v2 in favor of UAlbany. And UAlbany's just going to get the plant down on A side. Levente gets Bev on the lurk. That is huge. That just eliminates the lurk for UAlbany, which means Levente and Tyson are only going to have to worry about the players that are on site. However, we do need to consider that the tail is online for Patat, but Narch gets Tyson out of heaven, so now it's a 1v3 anyway. And this is yet another, like, just a dominant round in favor of UAlbany. He's going to cage out and try and catch a timing, which he does on Pyro. The Cypher ult is popped. Narch is just doubling back towards CT, and we still have the tail on pop. He's just doubling back, and he's just going to pop this all on the defuse. Yeah, 100% the Armageddon coming in. And Narch is just going to sit there and play the time.
One enemy remaining.
Gets taken out by Levente, but I'm not sure how much time that Levente has. Gets stunned by Patat, and then Patat peeks off the stun and kills Levente. So, yes, another round win for UAlbany, but also as if you're a Raven fan or even a Raven player, you can't be mad at that round. You got 4 guns out of their hands, so now UAlbany's eco is hurting pretty bad even after that round win.
No, yeah, and I think the Ravens are showing that they can play his regions really good. I mean, Teo didn't have all his util. If he didn't have the special delivery, it would have been a little bit more of a 50-50 there. But unfortunately, he did save his util properly there. Teho, you kind of have to, as I said, he's very simplistic. He also has to balance how much util you use. Site and post plant, and we see him there trying to clear something on C pipe. Yeah, that corner to enter. Gotcha. That cam. My camera is destroyed.
Yeah, that cam definitely saw some UA players and definitely they're still pretty holding. They're still holding pretty steadfast. Tristan with the crazy TP onto Sunless. Sunless with the whiff gets taken out by Tristan somehow. Not sure how that even happened there. It's just unfortunate. Probably got caught off guard by the teleport there. And now we just see Meku and Tyson with a Deagle and a Buggy respectively on A site, as well as the Yoru of the Ravens. Sorry, I don't have their names quite memorized yet, but we do see Tristan throw a flash into B, trying to take some time. Then we see Pyro get Meku long and Normdog as well. So now UAlbany is just gonna run straight onto A, and Levente is still all the way on C, gonna have to run back towards A to try and help Tyson, but there's not much to be done here. Gets caught by the shock dart, catches the time, and gets the planner down, and then Narch gets the trade immediately. And yet again, it's Levente in a 1v a lot of people situation. So it looks like this time, instead of taking the fight, he's just gonna attempt to save the weapon, which is honestly the smart choice, especially given the fact that along with UAlbany's eco, the Ravens, is also pretty darn bad.
No, yeah, it's a rough situation for the Ravens, and we saw this round. I know the rounds. I'm gonna just move on as the rounds pie over. We see Cypher kind of shift more, playing more sites. Before he had his trips covering almost all of C, but now he's opting to cover B and Garage and then play C. So
he's trying to catch the lurk, I believe.
Yeah. So you would think the Ravens would play a little bit more, not safe, but kind of just hold angles in that regard. If they have angles covered by Cypher trips anyway, you think they'd be slightly more confident in their play. And we're not seeing this ISO pick be just as used as much as it could for another duelist potentially.
Yeah, and of course UAlbany gets the round win there. But yeah, no, the ISO pick doesn't seem to be working out too well right now. I mean, we did see him get the one pick because of the shield. I forget the name of the ISO ult, but he does have it and
to use it as well.
Should look for a 1v1 here and try and get a pick, because that's about all they can hope for the way that this match has been going so far. And we do see Levente with the camera and cage setup on C. Again, the trips are B and Garage. Again, trying to not get those lurks, but UAlbany's pushing very hard on the C. Levente gets Tristan, and Pyro gets Normdog. I'm not quite sure where that happened, but... And now we see the Ravens just pushing onto C site, anticipating UAlbany to all just be there. But we see that From the Shadows is popped, and where did he go? He's not there anymore.
He went into. That is crazy.
Yeah,
interesting to say the least.
Well, he probably just wanted to regroup with Patat there, but now they're on B, and there's Ravens players here to fight for B. The tail missiles are popped. You can test it back for a little bit. Patat is kind of isolated on the generator there. And one shot. Taken out by Meku. Pyro and Patat both get taken out. And then Narch finally gets a trade on Meku. So now it's a 3v2 in favor, or now 3v1, I stand corrected, in favor of the Ravens. And Sunless gets Narch. And that is another round for the Ravens there.
I don't think going to B was the right play there. As much as ISO did have a good flank and potentially could have stopped him from going A, I don't think B was the right play there. They know there were a lot of people on C, so, and I get you want to try and fast push B, but it didn't work out there. And we actually see.
Yeah, and despite the round win, we do see the timeout pop by the Ravens here. And sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it just seemed like something like an important event.
Oh,
but
of course.
Go back to what you were saying, because
no, yeah. I mean, like you said, the round win into the timeout, very interesting. I'm assuming, as much as that was a good round for them, that they're also, they're letting these sites go really fast. All of UA digging on C, they did push out, but showing that UA has that site control is a little bit scary too. In the long run, I think that will more or less pay off for UA. So I think the Ravens are definitely taking this time out to rethink their strategy.
Yeah, well, we do see both Cypher trips being committed to try and catch a lurk off guard. Obviously the standard Garage trip, but usually you would want to use one of the trips to just trip off main. And this is why, honestly, we're not seeing many Sentinels used in pro play, because Sentinels are kind of out of the meta right now. The maps are just too elaborate, and the utility of the agents is just too vast. And one Sentinel, especially on a 3-site map, is usually just isn't going to cut it. And we're just kind of seeing that now. We do see Levente getting some exit frags, but not really getting any value out of his setup.
This is a nice
and
spot.
that's the exact opposite thing you want to happen when you're playing Cypher. And we see Normdog get immediately scanned by the tail drone, and he's gonna get Sova ulted. Sova ult kind of just missing everything though. And we do see UA just playing the default here.
It did maybe catch who's on for the Danes today? I forget. Pyro was a great.
Pyro, yeah, great shot on Meku. Bev gets Normdog. So now it's already a 5v3. That's a great default. This default for UAlbany has been working out very well. We see Tristan in Garage, aware of the trip's position, kind of just trying to get a pick off of an overzealous Raven here. But Pyro takes out Levente, which puts the trip offline and allows Tristan to just take all this space.
Yeah, C's open.
And now Sunless and the Omen of the Ravens, Tyson, Sunless and Tyson are together coming through
Spike
sewers.
planted.
And Pyro has the hold. Is he gonna get both?
One enemy
Gets
remaining.
one, and Sunless gets the trade on Pyro. And now Sunless is in a 1v4, and then Patat on the off angle catches Sunless off guard, and that's another round win for UAlbany there.
If he had, I think he was thinking there, I could potentially wait to see if someone's there, the trigger discipline that we see a lot. But I think he just wanted to guarantee the pick just in case Tyson decided to turn around. And, it won them the round, so, who really... I shouldn't say who really cares in the end, but they won the round.
Yeah, in a comp match, I think you would definitely have waited to see if you could get another. But you need to kind of think of the team, especially at this level of play, and just getting that guaranteed pick is really the best thing you can do for your team. We do see the Teo drone popped yet again into sewers, and we do see the Omen TP straight into sewers after the Teo drone clears it out. And we see Narch get Normdog, Patat gets Sunless, and Tristan get Meku. So that is 3 kills already for UAlbany. They're just going to walk one up to this A site. And Tyson gets Tristan, immediately traded out by Narch. And yet again, we see Levente in a 1v4 situation with nothing but a Guardian, Light Shield, and a Dream.
Call me crazy, Massimo, but, in a weird way, UA kind of wasted the lockdown from the KJ. I mean, they killed 3 right away. And I don't know if the KJ ult was down already or if they just used it, but I would say in a 5v2, wasting an ult just against KJs probably was not the play.
Well, I mean, it guarantees you a site, and supposedly, because the Sova ult was popped by the Ravens last round, they don't need to worry about the lockdown being taken out by it. And Levente's position is not known by UAlbany, and it looks like he's just going to try and hold, play for exits, but UAlbany's just not giving him that opportunity. They're just, I mean, we actually see Patat taking a peek here, catches Levente with the timing.
What's the confidence for Patat today? I mean,
oh yeah,
he's doing very well today.
He's looking a lot better on this initiator role than that he did on the Raze and Neon from the last few weeks that we've been watching.
Maybe potentially it was off role, or maybe the Danes were trying something new, and yeah, you always got to practice and test things, and maybe unfortunately for him, those 2 games that he played Raze for 2 days or for...
It was over the 2 weeks. He played Raze and Neon. I'm not sure if they did last week because we didn't stream last week, but this week we're seeing him on the Teo, and it's just a lot more effective. You see Normdog taking a very aggressive peek on A.
Who's next?
Not really nothing going there. There's no great Danes there. We do see them bundled up out of C, and we do see the dimensional drift pop by Tristan here. And the Sova ult, along with the dimensional drift, Pyro gets Levente. That's a Cypher trips down, which allows this KJ to kind of go crazy here. And now we just see yet again a retake situation for the Ravens. And we see Meku popping the shield, but immediately gets Omen blinded. Throws the I forget the name of that ability, but Sunless gets Bev, so that's actually a gun for the Ravens now.
Oh, yeah.
With a flash popped off the box, that's another great flash. Oh my god, what is happening? I can't even keep track. The UAlbany just won everything. And that's another round win for UAlbany, and now we're going into the final round of the attacking half, which we all do know this map is very attacker-sided. It's Haven. Any 3-side map is always going to be attacker-sided. But frankly, either way, you really don't want to give up 9 rounds on defense.
No, I agree, and I mean the play on C from the Ravens was not the best we've seen them play today. I mean, almost all of them coming out of CT. At least give some variety here. But as you did say, Haven is an attack-heavy map, and I
got the spike.
Spike dropped. Worked amazing there to get a pick and believe destroy the
and it squished up a couple of people, I believe, as well. We still see Levente committing these 2 trips to the lure. You would think you would want to use this kind of. We see Meku get Tristan, and Bev gets the train on Meku. So now it's just a 4v4 situation. Both teams down their duelist. Obviously, the Ravens still have 1 more duelist alive, but UAlbany will kind of lack that entry now since they don't have Yoru, and we see Pyro get a pick on Sunless as well. So now UA already has a numbers man. We know they do love to push his A side, but we've seen after getting a numbers man. And Normdog with a very good shot on Pyro. The Armageddon is popped. Immediate on-ult by Normdog. Catches Narch with the shorty. That was very well played by Normdog. He uses the top, popped the stun, but is blinded. Peeks anyway. The stun allows Bev to get the kill on Tyson. Both flashes popped by Normdog. Doesn't peek off of it though. Kind of afraid of the fact that there's 2 great Danes there. And then we see Normdog and Bev gets Normdog and Levente gets Bev. So that's a 1v1 situation. And now we just see Patat versus Levente. Levente catching the timing. Patat didn't quite see him there. And now we just see Patat aware of where Levente is. Micro flick onto Levente's head and Patat takes the last round of attack for UAlbany, and that is a
Switching
10-2 app for your Great Danes.
I mean, very scary situation there. We did see Patat clear all of Sewer, so it did kind of help his team reach the site there, but that could have been a very scary situation. I'm shocked he didn't use any of his missiles to maybe clear a corner, like the corner right there, potentially clear Levente.
I believe he was trying to save the missiles for the post plan, especially in the 1v1 situation, but I think his ego got the better of him, and
I mean, it
worked out, so you can't really say anything about it.
And I mean, Sunless is not having a good time. I think he's almost lost all those duels on A, looking down long. So we're gonna have to see if he can do better on attack here. Levente being on the top may change. Hopefully, Meku on ISO can actually do some work here with the duelist, but we're gonna have to see.
Yeah, and remember those ultra aggressive Haven plays that UAlbany was making. It looks like they're running those again, and Tristan gets Meku, and this time it seems to be working. Pyro throws a smoke up to see long. The York flash comes in. Normdog does get Pyro. Tyson gets Tristan, and then Narch also gets taken out. I couldn't quite see by who before it went away in the kill feed. But now that's already a 2v4 in favor of the Ravens.
Yeah.
Spike
And now we
planted.
just see Patat and I believe it's Bev, just the last two Great Danes standing. Patat not trying to trigger this trip, does get Sunless,
Last player
gets
standing.
caught by the time by Normdog. Not sure what he was doing. He looked like he was staring at that trip for a little bit, like trying, kind of hard to believe that it was there or something. I'm not sure. And now we just see Bev on the C site. Here's the Yoru TP. Probably just gonna get TP'd on as soon as he taps the bomb. The Cypher Cam actually tags him, and then Normdog, beautiful shot all the way from Ceylon with that bandit. That's a 3K for Normdog and a pistol round win for the Ravens on attack.
I wonder if that cam is intentional there, because you would think the
Oh,
Cypher
100%.
would put it on the wall so you could see more, but it looked like he put it there purposely so his opponent would have to look kind of more away from long. That is just like the differences in like plays there from like players from you know these players are moral incentive. You would never catch somebody in the middle ranks and do that ever.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a difference between organized play and just your average comp game, right? So this is organized play. These teams have these strategies that they've. Anything that these teams do, I doubt, are not in the strategy. We see UA slow, just 5-man pushing up C, but the Cypher Trip is there. It is going to be broken, so they are aware. And then Tyson gets Pyro, Sunless gets Patat, and Narch. So that play did not exactly work out for the Great Danes there. Now it's just Bev left over with the TP out from Tristan. And we just see Bev kind of sitting here with the classic and just hoping to get at least one before he dies. But they're aware of where he is, and Meku gets Bev. And now it's just Tristan, left alone in a 1v5.
I mean, we'll say it time and time again, the save round, not a lot you can do there. If you can get picks, and I think that's what UA was trying to do with the 5-man push down C, but unfortunately it did not work. And look, Tristan actually bought a Sheriff this round.
Yeah, and then just gets caught by the Outlaw. I'm not sure why he wasn't looking at the C site there, but I mean, it is what it is. That is about as bad as an eco can go. One of your players forced a weapon and you didn't get a single pick, which is really not ideal. But we do see that they're still going to get on buys, obviously, outside of Tristan, of course, because he did force that deagle. And we see the Ravens actually taking a quite aggressive buy. Instead of bonusing, the two of them actually have Vandals here, which is, not typical to see on a bonus. They probably think that they think that they can win their gunfights, I'm sure, which is why they elected to go for that kind of abnormal strategy there. And we do see that Ravens are kind of stacked in like a default from A to B. We see Levente playing for Garage, kind of just trying to catch anyone off guard. And now they're just going to rush over to C. The bomb is kind of left behind a little bit. I'm not sure if they realized that, but he does catch up now. Dropped actually to the teammate. And Pyro's leading site. Aware of the C take, they're just going to go ahead and play retake here. A 5v5 retake is always better. And we actually see Pyro break the shield, get Meku off the jump. And that is a great pick from Pyro. And then Narch also gets Tyson. That is Smokes down and Duelist down. And Tristan catches his timing on Levente with the deagle, getting value out of that. And now we just see Normdog and Sunless going back down C long. Sunless gets a kill on Narch with the Bulldog. Sunless very low on HP. Flash comes in.
One
catches
enemy
Pyro.
remaining.
Pyro throws a spray and doesn't quite catch anything. But then Patat and Tristan can handle the rest. And they finish off the round for UA.
Yeah, this is a very interesting spot for the Ravens because it is 11-4, and they were up with the rifles there, and both teams on a bye. But the thing I noticed was that Sunless, hoping that he was doing good on attack, actually had Sova ult there. So I think that's the play there was to get the plant on C long, peek as much as we can, then use the Sova ult for the round. But unfortunately,
those 2 early picks really just snowballed the round. Yeah.
So yeah, we see UA snowball really good. Like once they get going, they just keep the momentum going. It works out really well.
Whatever re-strategizing they did after the last couple of Haven games, it seems to be working. Especially because UA actually picked this map, so they are very confident that their strategy is a lot better here, and it's definitely coming in clutch, I suppose. Like it's just way better. And then we see Meku take out Narch. Narch was on an aggressive peak there. We do know UA loves to play aggressive on defense on this map.
Probably to stall the attack, you keep attack is very aggressive here, so maybe trying to just take that duel, and it's gonna be, they still look with Tejo for the information, but we see Ravens like really spread out here.
Yeah, we have a very, very spread default. The bomb is actually still dropped in spawn as well. They're trying to get a pick somewhere and then play off that pick. Meku, beautiful shot on Tristan there. The shield doesn't even get broken. And you see Bev catch a timing on Normdog, and then the TP in for Normdog trying to get out, but it's just right behind Bev, and Bev is aware and just gets the kill. And now that's a Vandal in Bev's hands. And Tyson able to TP onto the C site and avoid the Sever utility. And Becky gets Bev as well. He's on a 3K right now. Aware of Platat's positioning. Gets the kill on Platat. 4K. Pyro finally gets the trade on Meku. And now it's a 3v1.
Cover going out. Levente is like 1 bullet, and so it's definitely gonna play off.
Yeah, and Tyson gets Pyro.
Wins the Omen duel.
Yeah, no, that 4K from Meku there was just huge, honestly. If I remember correctly, I believe Meku was the Immortal 2 player. So they're probably just trying to let him run wild with the aim, which it seems to be working a little bit from at least on attack it seems to be. And we actually do say UA take a timeout here, probably gonna just discuss their defense strategies. What do you think they're gonna try and change up? We actually do see Tristan with the op in hand now.
I know, we do know he loves the op, and I think UA is just trying to figure out how to close this game out. And the thing I wanted to touch upon is that you do say they're maybe letting Meku just run rampant with the aim there, but we have to remember, like you said, this is also organized play and not ranked, where somebody who just out aims the other people can carry the game. But an organized play, that's not necessarily the truth half the time.
Well, we could see that, especially since Meku is 11-14 as well, which he's tied for the most kills on his team, but it's also a negative KD,
and it's 5-11.
And the score, yeah. So sometimes it's like we actually mentioned this a few weeks ago, empty frags.
Yes.
That round they weren't empty frags. He got 4, and that really just allowed them to win the round completely. But like other times, it's just sometimes it doesn't really amount to anything. And what do you think UAlbany is gonna do here with this timeout? What do you think their strategy is gonna change up to?
The KJ really hasn't gotten much play. I think they've been putting their setup on
A site. Yes.
Now we see it more towards B and possibly Garage. I don't know if Tristan's gonna get too much value with this op. Your ISO can take a shot from it, and we definitely see him going C to probably take that duel. Yeah,
the ISO shield is a very good thing to consider when it comes to opping, especially just because, like you said, the ISO shield just tanks any one tick of damage, and that could be a Viper Molly tick to a Raze rocket, Yeah. But either way, like that first op shot is not gonna do any damage if that shield is popped, and if the ISO wall is popped on the opper, we all know that the ISO is gonna have the advantage there with the walls dropping and whatnot. We just see Pyro gets cleared out, but still gets the pick on Meku. Sunless gets a trade on Pyro.
That would have been a beautiful
and now we actually see them running into this op of Tristan, and Tristan's kind of just sitting there holding it, and it doesn't look like they want to peek into him. Actually gets blinded by Tyson there. Jump peek really quick.
30 seconds
trying to get all the info. Gets Normdog. Sorry, I guess I should have said Normdog blinded him. But yeah, now Sunless, 1 HP, just trapped kind of through C long, thinking he's still being held by an op. Very scared to cross here. And We see Bev just holding garage.
Bomb grenade
The
out.
timer is almost
yeah, I didn't
expired.
realize the
There's
timer.
10 seconds left in the round.
10 seconds
the
left.
Ravens are going to have to get a plant down. They're sprinting towards A. Going to have to try and press 4 on their keyboard. Misses the plant area and loses the round.
That's a pretty big blunder. I mean, the round was already going to be a very tense one as they were
What?
on site. But to miss the plant
Match
site,
You even saw him take the bomb out. He thought he could plant there. And
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, though. Either way, they were not getting that plant down. You saw the tail missiles coming at the
oh
end
yeah,
there? Yeah.
And Sova, probably just run up and stop them.
Yeah,
So,
that round was lost the moment they let the timer take down that
still
far.
hurts to see though. from
Oh
the
yeah,
Ravens.
definitely.
And now it's potentially the last round. It's 5-12.
Yeah, it's 5-12 in favor of UAlbany, and Tristan still has this op, and they're pushing C, knowing that he has this op. What I'm thinking is they're gonna have the ISO peak with the shields and try and tank that first shot,
No, yeah.
which looks like it's
you
the case.
and me.
Ops the ult, catches
Does get
Tristan.
Tristan.
This is what we actually thought was gonna happen. Takes the classic out. And kills Meku with the classic. Oh my lord. Gets Sova ulted out of it. Narrowly misses Pyro with the second op shot. Gets killed by the Sova ult. And then Normdog gets Patat. Narge with the Bucky shot. Kind of just getting screwed there with the left click. And then Tyson gets Narge. And that's a round win
That
for
would be
the Ravens.
That was
That's
a
way
round, I would say, at the very least. Tristan winning the ISO duel with a classic, then proceeds to actually miss the op shot on an opponent who, wasn't moving too much. Not to say it was a free kill, but an easy kill for the players.
And now we
It's
do see the Ravens in possession of this op.
Yeah, that is gonna be scary. But also too, I think UA was also kind of just saving money there. We saw,
Narge with the Bucky. Yeah.
But now Tristan's unfortunately on a sheriff, but he does show he can actually, get a pick on it.
Oh yeah, especially that singularity sheriff. That thing
Yeah.
be aiming.
Specifically that skin.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, flashes his teammates. Levente gets Pyro off of that. Very unfortunate flash there by Tristan. And then Normdog throws his Meku the shields coming in clutch there. Takes out Narch. And now it's already a 5v3 in favor of the Ravens. We do see Bev and Narch both on shotguns. And Tristan obviously having the deagle here. And they're actually shifting towards A. And Normdog kills Bev with the op. Todd gets one
Player
with the stinger.
standing.
And then gets immediately traded out by Sunless. And now it's just Tristan with the deagle in a 1v4 situation. So this is supposed to be a throwaway round by
planted.
UAlbany.
Yeah.
They're trying to balance out their eco, trying to just get their hands on some guns. And be like, alright, let's close it out when we have rifles. The TP is being watched by Levente, and that is just another round win for the Ravens here.
No, yeah, and it's actually, kind of getting scarily close. 7-12 is not that far off. We've seen crazier comebacks or close to that, and especially, but it's going to be very interesting next few rounds. We do see UA with more ults, but the Ravens with more money.
Oh, a lot more money, yeah.
So, but
We see Patat is one off the Armageddon, and it looks like he's actually going to fight for the orb
play very
here.
aggressive here.
Whatever
But-
they get paid.
Yeah.
Hard to say.
And Narch is also one off of the Hunter's Fury, yes, I remember now. And the lockdown is actually 2 ult orbs off, so UA is on the cusp of very many
Locating
ults.
target.
It looks like Patat actually backed off because usually when the smoke is thrown by the Ravens, they like to push through it. So he's probably scared of getting sprayed or just pushed through after tapping the orb. So he does back off there, which in theory is the smarter decision to make.
Looking down.
Is that an op?
Yeah.
It is an op. He's holding op with an, or he's
Alright.
holding A with an op.
Array took some damage, so that's very unfortunate.
Yeah, so they are aware that he has the op as
Yeah.
well. And considering that the bomb is just down, it doesn't look like they're gonna push CT or sorry A. And honestly, the worst thing about op is having to retake a site with it.
Yes, absolutely.
Retaking a site with an op is the worst thing ever.
Yeah, and we did see the Ravens destroy or at least use up the case.
There they are.
So it's not good. Narch, Fair is probably a little stressed here. It looks like the Ravens are.
Well, I mean, you
getting
have
the
to
win
shoot that
beat,
clone.
of
You're not
course.
going to get punished for shooting that clone,
Definitely
so
not.
there's no harm in making sure.
30
and we
seconds
just see
left.
Bev sitting in garage here. I think he got spotted by the Cypher camera. And we see Mech playing very aggressive here with the shield. Shield gets taken off, Mech gets an arch anyway, and then refreshes that shield. Tristan pops Dimensional Drift, trying to just get all the info on where the Ravens players are. Pyro gets the Vente, and then Normdog gets the top with the op. Bev gets the pick on Tyson with the Bucky, and now gets suppressed. by Meku. He was about to throw a nanoswarm. It's a 3v3 for both teams, and the flash and the nanoswarm from
One
the Tones gets
enemy
Pyro.
remaining.
Meku gets Tristan. Now it's just a 1v2 situation for Bev, and then Meku gets Bev. The 3K. So when we see Meku go off, we see some very high highs, and then we'll also see him lose to a classic in his own ult. But
True.
But you know, like he's sometimes those aggressive pushes that Meku's been making they're just paying off. Especially that kill on Narch there, even on the off angle behind the box, and after his shield got taken off, the confidence to re-swing that even without the shield is just like. It's incredible. Like, he knew he was going to win that gun.
Yeah, I was going to say another thing, too. You know, everybody whips once in a while, and, you know, maybe it may have been a little embarrassing, but he's shown he's doing really good on attack, so I think that counts a little bit more in him.
Yeah, and now the Ravens are within 4 rounds of OT. And we see UA kind of playing very aggressive here. They're all the way pushed up A. This is the exact same play they ran, except it was with the Waylay instead of the Teo. And we do see the Armageddon online. They were probably trying to get info and pop that Armageddon. But now they did. I'm not sure if they had the read or if they played off something, but they perfectly timed the pushback by UA here.
There,
yeah, and now they're just clearing out A, and we actually do see Meku all the way in sewers and just takes out the Teo drone and then just going to double back here, kind of just trying to make a presence known, kind of put UA on their toes here. And they're doubling back. Now they're just going to run over. It looks like they might be hitting C here with the Cypher Lurk still from Levente
and Pyro,
in mid. Pyro kind of just alone, stranded on the C site here with nothing but a deagle. It's looking risky here.
Stealing sight.
Throws the blind, yeah, reactively. Kind of just sitting Jen on site.
30
Actually,
seconds left.
Decides to TP out, but Tristan's still on site. The whip gets Sunless with the last shot of the magazine, and then Normdog gets Tristan with the tray. Levente gets Pyro on the lurk, which is very well played. Yeah, those slow lurks, they work so well, man.
And we're seeing right now Levente getting kind of a good flank.
Doing the re-lurk, yeah. Gets caught off guard by the Killjoy,
think about it.
the alarm bot, though, yeah. So they are aware of the second lurk now as well. But Narch still not looking towards there.
No, yeah.
Bev does get Tyson. Levente gets Narch. Bev, beautiful shots on Normdog and Meku.
They should know where he is.
They know where Levente is. It's ended for him, though. The Armageddon comes in and the lockdown. They're going to try and go for this defuse.
It's going to be very
Nanoswarm is popped.
I know exactly.
Patat is sticking! Patat is sticking! Oh my god! That is a thrifty round win for your Great Danes on map 1. He sticks through. Both ults pop for UAlbany. And that is what it took for them to win that final round. Ain't nothing more serious than match point, bro. I'm telling you.
That was a amazing round from both teams beyond just, you know, the chaos at the end there. I mean, thank God they won that because they would have been really down in the dumps otherwise. But I think that was also just really great awareness from the UA players. I wonder who had to make that call and think, we should use both ults to stop one person. Whoever called that it must be a genius.
Yeah, no, that ended up working out exceptionally well. And you know, and even Bev managing to get the nanoswarm off before he went down. Just really good.
No, yeah.
But anyway, with all that being said, we are going to take a quick 5-minute break. We will be back very soon for map 2. And we're back. Welcome back, everybody. This is map 2 of the Great Danes versus the Ravens. This map, we are on bind. We did see UAlbany come off a pretty dominant and convincing win on Haven there, especially given that this was their map pick. But now this is the Ravens map pick on bind, so we're gonna have to see the counterplay that UA does here. I believe we've only seen them play, at least on stream, we've only seen them play on bind once or twice, and we're just gonna have to see what they do with their compositions here in comparison to the Ravens here.
Yeah, last time I think we saw UA and the team they were versing the last time on bind both go for the Viper Brim combo where they shoot the wall up into lamps consistently. But this time we see both teams kind of, Brim is a pretty typical pick here, and we see the Ravens lock in, Fade, Brim, Chambers pretty known. Like these are all pretty common on here. But the double duelist with Raze and Yoru is gonna be very interesting to see. Then
yeah, opting for the Yoru instead of the Viper there.
Then the UA
sorry, the Raze.
They're hovering pretty interesting characters, I would say.
Yeah, we do see the Waylay on
is-
Bev. Bev is normally on Sentinel, which
Yeah.
is, kind of a crazy role switch up there. We see Patat lock the tail again, Bev lock the Waylay, and Tristan locks the Yoru. So both teams opting for a one controller double duelist setup. We do see the Brim, which is the more conventional pick for bind here, as compared to the Clove for UA.
Now,
And so we do see, yes, Clove is a controller, but he's kind of like a pseudo duelist, right? So we do see kind of like a 2.5 duelist comp by UA here, and Teo is very powerful on this map as well. So they're kind of trying to make up for that lack of post plant from Brimstone by playing Teo, and also just because Patat seems to be performing very well on the Teo as well.
but I believe the last time the Danes didn't go a Sentinel on bind, I believe they lost. It showed a little bit a few times, but I'm stuck on this Clove pick. I've always been told that Clove is only really viable in ranked, like in the metal ranks. So I'm really interested to see what the value of Clove is going to be here. I'm assuming the decay is constantly going to go behind the box.
Yeah, that's where I throw my Raze nade too. I think they're gonna obviously UA doesn't have a Raze here, but they might try and combo the decay with the Waylay dash, with the Yoru TP, the tail missiles. There's a lot of combo potential here. We do see Meku throwing or looking for this just this very usual Yoru dodge dash, I like to call him. We do see Bev dashing on the side. Meku gets Tristan. Didn't quite clear out guarded, but obviously they're aware of Meku's positioning now. Bev actually had shield, so he was able to tank that, but Tyson sitting in the smoke gets Bev, and then Narch gets Tyson with the trade, and now UA has the bomb down. It's a 3v4 situation in favor of
One enemy remaining.
Levente. 2 beautiful shots on Narch and Patat there. Now it's just a 4v1. The Fade Dog does catch Pyro. They are aware. Pyro gets Levente, but Pyro is just so surrounded by the entirety of the Ravens here, and Normdog is going to secure that pistol round.
No, yeah, and that was just. They're pistol rounds. They're nothing too crazy, nothing too flashy. But it really sets the tone of the match. Winning that first round just kind of shows that you're feeling maybe a little bit more confident, that you're a little bit more locked in. So not the end all be all, but just another nail in the coffin.
Yeah, and we do expect the Ravens to be more confident on this map, especially given the fact that it's their own map pick, which is the same thing we saw from on Haven from UA, and defense, which bind is a relatively defender-sided map, or at least statistics like to say that. With I believe, if I remember correctly, don't ask why I know this. I think it's 52.9% of rounds are won by defenders on bind. Yeah, I have 180 matches to sack, so I mean, yeah. But we do see Normdog holding this angle. UA is definitely aware of the positioning, but Meku and Normdog are both playing with Hookah. Bev gets a lot of damage. And Bev just dashes in, does the one dash. Normdog gets the pick on Bev and Narch with the Bucky. Meku gets Patat, and then Pyro gets Normdog, does the overheal, and does catch Meku off guard with the little speed boost from the overheal. But Tyson jumps in very quiet, and Pyro gets caught off guard by Tyson jumping in. And we see Tristan here gets Tyson with the very sneaky flank through Hookah, and he's just going to double back towards C Long. I'm not sure what Tristan's plan here is with the bomb and everything. Both remaining Ravens players are just sitting in Hookah on the bomb, and now we actually do see Levente kind of just pushing towards, expecting this, and Levente does eventually get the kill on Tristan with the Outlaw and picks up the Deagle.
I mean, the Outlaw, Once again, we're gonna sound like a brother
Beautiful
record.
buy round.
Beautiful buy.
Yeah,
It's-
beautiful buy round on round 2. It's
And-
just so good. It's so good. They're never gonna have heavy shield on round 2. Never, ever.
Unless you're crazy.
Yeah, I mean, think about it like this: if you spend 800 credits on pistol, meaning all of them, and then you lose the round without getting a kill, you're gonna have 1900 credits that round. You're committing 1000 credits to
What?
getting a 50 extra HP.
And that doesn't guarantee you live if the Outlaw player
Nope.
you
Going
one
up.
shot.
Headshot you, or even just hit you with the quick double burst. The Raise Nade comes in. Actually, very good lineup there for the Raise Nade. Yeah, it gets Patat off the drone, and that is actually now like half HP on the buy round. Tristan, beautiful shot on Meku through the Storm Dog with the whiff of the Bucky, and Pyro gets Storm Dog. And Bev gets Tyson through the smoke, so UAlbany kind of was able to just take the site, and now, yet again, we see them planted on B. UAlbany seems to be very adamant about taking this B site, and now we just see them all playing post. It's a 5v2 situation. Sunless is pushed up into hookah. No UI players are playing towards hookah or short, but we do see Bev wrapping around, possibly anticipating the fact that Sunless might be there. And then we do see, I think it was Levente on Chamber, yes, just kind of sitting in long, probably trying to save the Outlaw. I'm not sure. They are taking
Last
their time.
player
They do
standing.
genuinely want to retake this though. Yeah, and we do see Levente push up after the pick.
Long.
Misses the Outlaw shot, and then Bev gets him with the Guardian. So that's a flawless buy round for UA, which is honestly the best thing you can hope for after losing 2 straight. And so they get to keep all their guns, and now, I mean,
Wait, we're in a good spot now.
yeah, they are in a pretty good spot. They have momentum. Yes, the majority, or actually all of them should. Yeah, all of the Ravens are going to have rifles now as well. But it's also like, if you're winning on their bonus without getting a single one of your teammates killed, that's literally just the best part.
Find you.
I mean, DC Sunless just throw the eye here for the info. Warm Dog and Yoru fighting for this position. Meku.
Meku's on Yoru.
Take out Patat and Narch, and then Bev and Tristan get the trades in kind of indirectly there with Meku still alive. But we do see Pyro and Tristan,
Kinda
the only
prepared for
remaining
this in a weird way.
UA players. Pyro is kind of just sitting on the A site. It looks like he's going to hold his head glitch. Does hear Meku running heaven, I believe. Is going to plant it triple, kind of going to try and play it from showers.
One
Barely
enemy
not showing
remaining.
there, but Meku gets the wall
Spike
bang.
down
to Phantom.
A.
Very good awareness there by Meku.
Yeah, Meku doing it.
Tristan barely TP's out. They do know where he TP'd to. They're just going to wrap around and try and pinch him.
Oh, yes, you're right. I thought maybe they were going to stim, to B.
No, and Tristan does get Meku trying to break through. Throws the TP just to get the info. Is aware now of Tyson's positioning. And is he aware of the flank, though? We don't know. But it doesn't matter. Tyson just ends up killing Tristan anyway. And Levente is not even bothering to show that he was flanking because he might want to run that playback in the future.
That's smart.
Yeah, just continuing to shift even after the round is over. That is something many people don't do, which is very good. Like, they're gonna, and we do see UA taking a timeout. I believe D Nunes is the step-in coach right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like, I don't recognize that name.
Yeah,
But
no.
yeah, I believe that's the coach.
And yeah, so like I was saying, I mean, you don't see many people kind of thinking about the fact, oh, we won the round, so since they didn't see that I'm running this play, I'm going to keep it secret so I can run it again. Usually you'll just hear them running around from, behind you, and then that'll be like, oh, he was trying to flank, and then you'll be aware of it in the future in case you're ever in a similar situation. But we do see Levente kind of just stay quiet there. Mm-hmm. So, like, if there's ever a similar situation like that again where any player of UA is stranded in showers, like, that flank, I mean, yes, it's kind of obvious, but the fact that they didn't know about it would probably subconsciously make them less wary of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What I'm interested to see is they're taking a timeout pretty early. It's only the 4th round. We typically don't see a timeout this early, I mean, I think commonly like the 7th or 8th round, it commonly comes up, and maybe if you're getting a little bit swept. The 4th round, like, you know, there's still a lot of the game to go, and it's not like they're too far behind necessarily. So I'm really curious.
Well, maybe there was something major that the coach wanted to communicate to his players, which is, you know, completely fair. But obviously, as the commentators and the watchers of the stream, we have no idea what that could possibly be. We do see Valorant taking an aggressive hold, gets cleared out by the fake dog, tries to shoot a couple shots, does do some damage, but also takes them in the process and then just TPs out. Norm Dog fighting for the site. We do see the dash in, and then Norm Dog does get the top, and then Norm Dog, Bev with the entry, gets Meku as well.
The close decay really
yeah,
well
the
there.
close decay is being utilized very well here. And we do see Tristan come through the teleporter, throws TP into Hookah, probably just gonna jump out. I'm not sure if they're aware of Tyson's positioning too long. It looks like they're not. Narch gets killed by Tyson, and then Bev gets traded on Tyson. Levente gets Pyro. Levente's still an elbow. I'm surprised they haven't cleared him out yet. The Clovall is popped, and Levente's just gonna run.
It's gonna force him out.
It's gonna force. No, it's a good Clovall because it forces him to run out, and then Pyro just gets the kill anyway and stays alive. Yeah, I mean, very beautiful round by UA there. So I suppose whatever they talked about allowed them to win that round. I mean, they're very heavy on this B side.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they've not gone B yet. I think the only reason they went A is because it was a rotate.
Yes.
They've intended to go B every single round so far, and it's working.
No, yeah. But I really think Tyson should have had a little trigger discipline there. You know, he did get Narch there, but
Show
I don't
yourself
think
you can.
Bev was looking guarding either. You know, Bev was the only one, Narch was the only one looking back. So I think Tyson potentially could have got 3 there, honestly.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, kind of like you mentioned on Haven with that play that Pyro had, like, you kind of just have to hope for you have to play for the team. You can't play for your clip. You know what I'm saying? We do see Norm Dog get cleared out, and then Sunless gets the kill on Tristan with the Bandit. That's very unfortunate, but Bev does get the trade. Pyro, beautiful shot on Levente there, even though he was on the offense. The Waylay all comes in, dash in by Bev, spots Meku with the shorty. Flash comes in, Bev takes him out anyway while being full blind. Norm Dog is still in Hookah. I'm pretty sure they're aware because of the fake dog from earlier in the round. Kind of just stranded, not much you can do. Tyson and Norm Dog are both here. Norm Dog jumps out actually, trying to see if he can just catch anyone off guard, but they actually know of his positioning now. Tyson jumps out too, and Tyson just throwing smokes, gets sprayed through by Pyro, really good. Norm Dog's trying to stick, but there's no way UA is gonna let that happen. Not at this stage. And they are just going to even up the game at 3-3 now. So
yeah, and after sticking the bomb in the last round on Haven there, they know that Norm Dog's probably not going to get off in that situation under that pressure. So, you know, very smart to not play, you know, a little too cautious there, even if he did have a shotgun. So, and like you said, Maximo, they're prepared for B now. I believe they're putting 1 more on B. I think they've only been playing 2, but now,
fight harder.
I forget who's on Yoru. Meku is now going to B and throwing his TPA, and like we said, Drake again.
Yeah, and Norm Dog gets cleared out yet again. Gets slowed by, but the nade kills Bev. Oh my lord, that is so unfortunate for Bev there. I think he messed up his dash a little bit. Couldn't capitalize on the slow. And Nacho's the eye, and it gets immediately destroyed. So they are aware that the Ravens are heavily fighting for this. All the Fade utility's been utilized just to clear out Hookah, and they still haven't even taken any of it. And then Meku gets an Narch anyway, which is just like, this is the first time their Hookah take's kind of been fizzled out, thanks to Norm Dog and the help of Meku there. And now they're just going to back out of Hookah, knowing there's not much they can do there. Patap probably trying to save his missiles, maybe for like a post plan or something like that. But there's no point in committing it to trying to fight Hookah when you're alone and you don't even know their exact positioning in Hookah. And Levente, we didn't even notice that the chamber all was popped. Gets the pick from Tristan. If you're wondering why we don't notice some of these things, by the way, it's because we can't hear the game. We can't hear the audio. Levente doesn't know it. Was perfectly lined up on Pyro's head there.
One enemy remaining.
Plays off the trip beautifully. Gets Pyro and Patah. Just beautiful marksmanship by Levente with the tour de force there. And that is just, honestly, everything went wrong for UA there. I mean, that Hookah take, you used all your Fade utility. The Waylay dash was kind of botched there as well. I mean, I don't think that round loss was due to the fact that the Ravens played better. I just think it's because of very like unfortunate events for UAlbany there, and you know, sometimes that'll happen, but I doubt it's going to deter them from trying to fight for this hookah, which it looks like it's not. They're very heavy, pushing out all 4 of them. The Teo drone's immediately going to come in. Clears out Levente. Levente's going to try and get one of TP out, but Tristan gets him anyway. And then Normdog TP's long. Or sorry, Tristan TP's long. Normdog is spraying at him, but Pyro was able to take him out before Tristan was taken out. And now they're just going to get this plant on the B side. So yet again, this B take is working. Maggie throws the clone, gets stunned. And then the clone gets sprayed through the smoke. And we do see Narch aggressive angle through the smoke. Bev and Narch are both fighting, but Tristan gets sunless, Meku gets Bev, and then Pyro just finishes the 3K on Meku and Tyson. Just, you know, very convincing B take for UAlbany here. And we already see them swooping way back over towards B again, getting all ready to do it again.
Something I got scared of, and it could have been catastrophic if it didn't work. I think Tristan was planning the bomb, but then bomb never got put down for that round. So God forbid the Ravens actually had a better retake there. You don't know what would happen. You know, maybe those few extra seconds.
Yeah, and very off topic, but I think Pyro is using the unupgraded RGX katana.
Have one of these.
Yeah, because I own the katana and like it's just so beautiful.
It's like
yeah. Meku throws the flash, nothing really going. I guess they were ready for it, and they end up taking long anyway. And they're not really fighting for hookah this time though. They're all just stacked in long. Maybe gonna think about taking the teleporter. We do see
the rest of the Ravens.
We do see the fate of the
Face
Ravens
your fear!
try and clear out any potential lurks, but we do see UA just dash in and entry onto the B side. Normdog gets Bev, Pyro gets a trade on Normdog, and then Patat also gets Meku. And then we see Tyson pushing this clove smoke. I need to be pretty wary about this because those clove smokes don't last very long at all. And yeah, we do see him jumping away. And UA just has gotten the bomb down, and Teo is still alive for that post plant as well. Worst comes to worst. We do see Tristan playing this very aggressive angle behind the box on site. That angle is just so annoying to get out. And we do see Pyro get sunless, and then Tristan peeks off of that pick and gets Levente as well.
And Levente had an op, so I know Tristan really wants to go back for that.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he did. Yep, he definitely grabbed it.
Running away with a little gift in the next round, yes.
We all know Tristan loves that op, especially on that Yoru. I mean, being able to, especially in this matchup where neither team has double controller, that op is going to have so much clearance to just go to work. Like, you don't have a Viper wall to worry about. You don't have the Brim smokes to worry about. I mean, you do have the Brim smokes to worry about, but only the Brim smokes.
And once they go down, Brim is the only smoker without
no recharge.
Yeah. So, and you actually see Tristan throwing TP towards B this time, definitely looking for a pick on A. I wonder if the Ravens are going to be aware of that. And maybe for once, UA's actually looking to go B, or end B, I should say. Because now there's 4 on B. Oh, yeah, sorry, end on A. Because now there's 4 on B, so I think the whole time they were just conditioning the Ravens to look at B, and now
yeah, we do see the Ravens with a very aggressive 4 stack on B. Actually,
bring them down.
We do see the Brimstone kind of just playing fast. It looks like he's actually like just kind of running back and forth just to try and ensure the fastest route possible. But now he's just gonna double back or not. Like he's just doing a lot of stuff here. I'm just gonna try and double the site. Levente gets the pick on Bev, and then Meku pops Dimensional Drift. Normdog pops the Raise Rocket and gets Pyro. Pyro pops the Cobalt. Oh, and that's a beautiful seize. That was a beautiful seize by Narch there. And then Pyro dies from the Cobalt and hands a Vandal to the enemy team.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate there. And Meku kind of just sitting in hookah with this Bucky. And Sunless has the Deagle. They timing each other very bad. Tristan's on site with the op. Gets the pick on Normdog. I bet Normdog's mad about that one. It's Sunless. But Sunless has a timing here. Narch is aware though. And with the whip. Is he going to pop the Fatal?
I think
doesn't quite pop it, I don't think. Yeah. And Patak gets Sunless. And Tristan's holding the head glitch with the op, which is kind of hilarious. And we see Tyson and Showers taking Orb. Tristan's definitely heard that. Gets the kill.
10 seconds left.
Tyson. Narch is gonna plant the bomb and he's just gonna stick it, and then Patak gets Meku. Honestly, if Meku peeked that plan with the Bucky and got the spike down, they might have just won that round off the time.
Yeah, just last second.
Yeah.
And now we see the timeout from the Ravens.
The timeout from the Ravens, yeah.
I think the Tyson on Brim not that it was confirmed that Tristan was off site, but grabbing that ult orb might have been the only reason Tristan hurt him and actually got him with the op kill. So yeah, I am very curious to see what the Ravens are going to do here. You probably want to win as much defense as you can on Bind just in case. And but UA is in a kind of a better position here. We do see Levente grab the op again. Might see an op duel between Tristan and Levente. And as you know, Tristan is pretty consistent with the op.
Getting
throughout.
3 that round with it too.
Of course. So also too, I think they're like you said, Massimo, the Ravens didn't play that too well because they got 2 picks pretty early. I believe they're on a save that round potentially because I saw a lot of them with Bucky's.
Yeah,
so to see them
and
grab,
the Sheriff from Sunless as well.
And to see them grab Vandals and not be able to turn around is quite disappointing.
Yeah, and again, speaking of how the game's going right now, like look at UAlbany's eco in comparison to the Ravens. Yeah, I mean the only person on UAlbany that's really not too big on credits is Bev. Actually, not even. It said 3,650 before he had the Phantom in inventory, but apparently. No, UAlbany's just doing great, honestly, as far as eco goes. Levente with the op forced to go on light shield as well. So
who's next?
I mean, not that makes much of a difference at the end of the day. But you always prefer to have the heavy shield just in any precarious scenario. Tristan's option off. Here's out. Levente on top of the Neku gets Tristan on the Yama. Todd gets the Yama getting him. So that's up down. The Fade Dog barely catches Tyson. Tyson gets 2 on Pyro and Narch. And finally gets traded out by Bev, who entered onto the site. So now it's just a 2v3 in favor of the Ravens. And we see Patat and Bev on site. I think Bev has the op now. And Patat is just sitting there.
Last player standing.
Meku gets Patat, wins the gunfight. And now Meku's just behind Bev. Probably just going to get peeked from behind. Manages to avoid the timing, gets into the 2 beforehand, doesn't get scanned by the Fade. Picks up the Phantom, but it has 7 bullets in it. 1 bullet left, doesn't matter. Normdog jumps down and kills Bev from behind. And that's a round win for
last round before the switch.
We're gonna have the op back again. They're definitely gonna give it back to Levente, who did it grab 2 ops, or I hope that was just Vandal swap.
2 ops. Yeah,
I mean,
both ops, yeah.
We talked about a little bit how that's not the best for eco, but then again, they did grab one of the ops off the ground.
And we see Tristan rebuying an op as well.
Yeah, Tristan going to like a kind of a 1v2 op duel here. I mean, I'm sure he can do it, but it's just it's gonna be a very interesting round.
I'm not sure if they meant to pick up both ops, to be honest.
And now they're kind of stuck with it, or else they'll waste more money. Yeah, I can see that.
But we do see UAlbany yet again looking at this B site, and we do see the Yoru lurk in showers. Pyro's the only one showing presence long, and is definitely aware that he's being held by an op right now. Might just jiggle or jump peek it. Does jiggle, gets Levente off the peak, knows that the opponent is away. Gets taken out by Tyson immediately, and then Mecha gets the other pick on Pyro long. Pyro not expecting double op. Sunless gets Tristan, then Mecha gets Narch, so it's just a 1v5 situation. Patat's on the site, that whiff by the op comes in, but the spray from Patat just exposing himself to the op from Mecha, and Mecha completes the DK with the op, so that double op seems to have paid off for the Ravens there.
No, yeah, and it's an even game now. It's 6-6 on both sides.
6-6, good to have. Typically on defense, like I said earlier, you want to win more rounds on defense. So that's about as good as a half you can hope for UAlbany there.
And I think the scary thing for UAlbany here is that they don't have a Sentinel on defense. And we talked about a little bit how that could backfire later on. And if the Ravens, maybe get a little more confident and just start winning these gunfights, there's no telling what the Danes can really do there to kind of stop it. They don't have that much defensive util. I would say the most of the defensive util probably comes from like Teho or Fade.
Yeah, initiators are really just those like versatile agents that are gonna be able to do both roles, like of attacking and defending. But honestly, both teams lack a lockdown Sentinel. Really, like Chamber. He's more of a duelist than a Sentinel if you think about it. The only Sentinel part of his kit is the trip, as we do see Levente taking advantage of one of the parts of Chamber's kit with the Headhunter and gets immediately traded down. Normdog with the 2 classic kills on Bev and Pyro, and then Patat gets Meku, so it's just a 3v2 in favor of the Ravens here. I don't know why I keep forgetting their name. Tristan, aggressive push, gets taken out by Normdog, who is jumping out of the smoke, and then Normdog gets the 4K on Patat. That was a beautiful shot on Patat there.
Yeah,
Gone here.
doing very good.
That was well played by Normdog. We're kind of seeing him take
Out of charges.
a more confident approach to this game compared to last, where I believe Normdog was on Yoru on the Haven actually.
Yeah, I think so too.
But now they've actually swapped Meku onto the Yoru, and Normdog is on Raze. So maybe both players are on their comfort picks now on this map. But I mean, it seems to be working, whatever their strategy is for Normdog.
And
Oh my god!
crazy, but
does UA have the read? Is this a read? Is this a soul read?
Well, it is their save. Remember last time
Yeah.
all that went down long, so I think they're trying to do that. That's
Wait, this is a crazy read. If you, oh my lord, all 5 is went for the read. Meku immediately takes out Narch and Lambs. Levente gets Pyro, so it seems to kind of be backfiring here. Bev gets Sunless. Levente maybe gets a trade. Tristan gets Levente. Meku gets Patat. Tristan gets Normdog. Tristan gets Meku. It's a 1v1 situation. Flash comes in, takes Tyson, and then Tyson gets the kill on Tristan. Yes, it's a round win for the Ravens.
Pay
But
attention. Might learn
that's
something.
a great eco for UAlbany.
No, and that was beautiful gunplay from Tristan there. Almost getting 3 there. It's just very unfortunate.
Yeah, I wish my classic did that.
I know, right? Honestly, it feels like that half the time. And
Oh my lord,
what is
just
this
the
thing?
op, no
Crazy
shield,
dog.
and Narch had an... No, he goes for the outlaw. Okay, probably thinking that the op was a little bit crazy to go for in round 3 there.
But it's interesting. That was the Ravens' buy round, and yet they're the ones who don't have rifles this round. That is very interesting, I think.
Yeah, because 4 of them got
4 of them
taken
died,
out,
yeah.
and 3 of them at the hands
Well,
of
that's
Tristan.
not
Levente
good.
gets Tristan with the headhunter. No, he had an outlaw.
Did they not?
Yeah, he went
Okay.
for an outlaw at
I
the
was
end
gonna
there.
say,
I mean, either way, you can't be getting dipped by a headhunter with an
No.
outlaw.
Spike
Like,
down
that's just
A.
something
Where
that can't
are
happen. But we do see a couple more kills coming in here. It's actually a 4v3 in favor of UAlbany now. Meku taking control of this outlaw, walking up long, kind of just clearing everything out, and just
Trying to find something.
trying to see if he can get anything here for his team on the B site. You already know Normdog is just gonna sprint into this TP the moment that Meku says it's okay, or just gonna back off and
Play a
rotate
little safer.
normally. Yeah, play a little safe. Meku not quite aware because Patat is playing he's not peeking into anything, which is smart. He's jiggling hookah. Not aware of the positioning of Meku, I believe. Still just staying in elbow, just waiting for the teammate to rotate. Possibly aware of the fact that there's a
30
Raven
seconds
player
left.
here, but obviously he can't really prove it.
He does have drones, so I'm sure the second he hears something, he'll be drone, but he's still...
Oh, he does hear the reloading of the outlaw, and then Meku, beautiful shot on Bev there. Bev had a vandal there.
Spike planted.
Gets dogged out.
I'll find
Big
you.
TP comes in from Meku.
Mark one.
To stop the plant.
I mean, I think he's just a little bit nervous right now. The spray comes in, timing, ran out of bullets, and Sunless gets the kill on Patat, and now Sunless has a vandal as well. So
One
it's a
enemy
situation.
remaining.
Narch gets Meku,
They know
last
where
is
he is.
elbow. They know where he is.
Last
Maybe
player
Pyro
standing.
doesn't. The bomb is half though. The fade eye comes in. Narch is so low.
I would stick it.
Stick. Oh, Sunless gets him through the box, which is, to be expected, but not much there to be done by Narch.
You know what? I think Narch should have stuck it when Pyro was still alive. He got it to half by
Honestly,
the
yeah.
time Pyro died, and I strongly think there's no way that Sunless could have got there in time by the time he realized, oh, he's sticking it probably. So
Yeah, I'm not sure why Pyro wasn't looking at elbow there. Maybe thinking that
ran around.
that he wrapped. Yeah.
But even then, I feel like
Why would you expose yourself to the angle? Yeah.
that and I think 2 things there. One,
Keep
assume
them
that
on
they're
the
closer
run.
to the spike. It gives either way. It would give Narch more time to stick it. And secondly, that's the last place they were seen. You might as well make sure they're not still there.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it is what it is. That's how the cards fell. And now we see Meku get a quick pick on Tristan with the vandal. Sorry, I did not mean to say
Call
that.
him
Pardon my French, guys. Sorry about that. But nah, we do see the Ravens on the default here for sure. And the quick pick on Tristan outside of Luka. They're not really deciding to push off of it though, because they do think UAlbany could be fighting, and also the bomb is just kind of down on the right side towards A, so it'd be a very big hassle to go towards B right now.
Yeah,
but we do see them grab it and all kind of rotate back over towards B, and I think UA has the read here because they're actually all running towards B now, and we do see Patat is kind of just isolated on the site, and Log gets immediately taken out by Normdog despite the off angle, and Bev is in the tube now with the Bucky. I don't think he got seen. He gets the kill on Normdog with the Bucky. Spray comes in, but he's not here. But Tyson and Meku are just gonna roll the rest of the UA players there, and
it's not looking good.
Yeah, I mean maybe what's it called? The Ravens are a lot more comfortable on attack on this map than on defense. I mean, even despite the fact that it's technically a defender-sided map, I mean, we haven't seen them move around on attack yet.
I mean, also too, like we said, is their map pick, so it is definitely something they're confident. Also too, I believe they took a timeout not too long ago in this round. So whatever they discussed there must be working.
Well, that was when they were on defense, no?
Was it?
Yeah, I believe it was. If anything, I'm surprised UA hasn't taken a timeout.
No, yeah, that too.
Fake Dog comes in yet again. He's gonna try and get one with the op before the dog gets on him, but couldn't TP out in time. Ellis gets the pick, and that's already the op down for Tristan, which is really unfortunate. Meku dodges the stun from Patat, and Patat just gets overwhelmed. And Pyro gets Tyson, but Bob gets the trade.
Last player standing.
And then Bev gets taken out by Sunless. Yeah. Narch, beautiful shot on Levente there. Still 1v3 though, and the bomb has been planted. Not much more. Gets the kill on Normdog. A little shaky there, Narch, I'm not gonna lie. The Fatal is online. He knows of Meku's positioning, I believe. Sunless is the Sunless does get the timing on Narch. Not even a timing, just a really good hold, honestly.
Yeah.
Gonna just catch the jump out. Playing hookah is so dangerous if you're trying to retake the site, because you have to jump out on that site, and that is such an easy thing to hold. And the jump out for hookah, you can hold it from where Sunless was. You can hold it from elbow. You can hold it from CT side. You can hold it from site. You can hold it from cubby. It's such a precarious position.
Yeah, and I think the unfortunate thing there was that I don't think Tristan anticipated that the Prowler was gonna maybe reach up that much when it was gonna bite him, and it tanked the whole op shot. Sorry, then he couldn't TP out.
Yeah, I think he would have missed anyway. You see Tristan playing aggressive again, kind of just trying to get a deagle shot in there, but does TP out this time successfully.
Barely missing Narf there in bad, and Spike's actually still in the rotate spot.
Yes, you're thinking maybe they're gonna end A here.
Possibly. Pi is looking for a pick, but they're up in weaponry.
They're so far pushed up, it actually looks like they're going to double back for the bomb. Maybe now they're a little bit annoyed by the fact that Levente misses the op shot. Why is Pyro peeking this? Oh my god, Headhunter comes out. Pyro gets the op. Pyro kills Levente with the op. That's actually huge.
Tristan's right there ready to grab it. He heard op drop on the ground.
Yeah, well, he doesn't quite have it yet. I think he's aware that op is such a high value asset that it's being held, and he is just gonna double back. But actually, he might double back on the double back. He really wants that thing.
No, yeah, and it would help them around. They're all on Sheriff. So.
Oh, for sure. But honestly, judging from what we can see, obviously he wouldn't get punished for pushing him down, but he has to think. Like, that's so far back. But anyway, sorry, we're getting a lot of trades in right now. We do see a 3v2 in favor of UAlbany now, despite them being on a save. We see Bev. We just see Bev, Patat, and Narch all on the A site, or sorry, the B site, and they're just gonna run over towards A now. The bomb's been planted. They gotta hurry up. The Fade Eye is online in 40 seconds. That's gonna be a non-factor. The bomb's gonna explode by then.
I was talking about the Fatal.
Oh, the Fatal is online. Yeah.
I think it'd be worth it.
Force Tyson off the head, but that's a Rosa. 2 bullets in the deagle. Misses both of them. Then Armageddon comes in. Normdog gets Bev. Narch gets Tyson and Normdog on a collat. Oh my god, that's a beautiful shot. And they're gonna get the defuse and guns.
Beautiful play from
UAlbany there. My god.
Unfortunately, none of them were no time for the other.
There was no time to get the op.
No, definitely not. And I'm sure they just really wanted to win the round after that. That was really well done, honestly. The tail pushing them all together.
And we see UAlbany taking a timeout now as well, finally. even though they just won that round, you would think they would have taken it maybe a round sooner or anything like that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, they were down 11-6 at that point, so definitely think probably should have took it earlier. But maybe now that they have better weapons and are in a little bit more of a dire spot, but coach once again coming in to maybe see something that we can't and something that they can. Maybe there's like there's just something missing,
Yeah, and we will have to see because obviously the defense for UA has not really been working out too well. That was their first round win the entire half after losing 5 straight. So they need to kind of just think about how they can play this defense better. The op doesn't really seem to be working right now, or at least the scope weapons don't seem to be working now. And yes, the op or just a sniper can be so powerful on bind, but sometimes the way teams are gonna play kind of just eliminates all the value that you might be able to get from a sniper. We see the Ravens just playing very slow, meaning jiggling long. That eliminates all value that you can get from an op, because usually that value comes in from people rushing in, and then you get one or two of them, and then you can just
You want to play? Let's play.
And oh my god, we do see UA is gonna fight for the showers. They're probably gonna try and grab this orb. And Levente, they're aware of the op being on this showers angle. They're gonna push this aggressively. Levente doubles back to his teammate, looking for help. Tristan's just on this off angle now, possibly anticipating Levente just re-pushing showers, which is pretty good. But the TP is expired.
Yeah, so he's not gonna have a way out.
He's not gonna have a way out unless he sends another one.
Really? Okay, he's still in the
do you see? Look where Tristan's CP is.
Yeah.
He's just holding it.
I think that's just a very unlucky TP. It got stuck on the
he had to fake it there. Oh, beautiful shot by Tristan. That's the op down for the Ravens yet again.
Oh, yeah.
And now we see
Face
the
your
Ravens
fear!
gets Patah, but Narch gets a trade on Meku, and Normdog is there for the refrag. And then Normdog's just gonna run out onto the side and try and just tap the spike. But now they're just gonna be able to get the plant down. The spray from Bev through that glass. That's such an uncommon spray.
30 seconds
There's not even many people that know you can do that.
That's great game sense.
That is great game sense. Off the sound.
Last player standing.
Drift. Pyro on the flank through long on Sunless. Tyson gets Tristan after the but the decay by Pyro comes in, and Narch gets the kill on Tyson after Tyson kills Pyro. And that was beautifully played by UA.
Another beautiful round. I mean, Tristan starting off by shutting down the tour de force on Chamber.
Anyone
so
feeling generous?
Crazy that he won that.
Oh, here we go. Tristan getting
how is he off? Oh no. Then the rest of UA playing really good there. Like you said, that wallbang that was very impressive.
Yeah, that was
gonna
great.
Steal that one maybe potentially.
That was great. I mean, it's not a very common plant spot.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen a lot, but
it happened there, and they got value out of it. It was really worked out great. And you see Tristan taking such an aggressive angle. Gets TPs out immediately. Pyro gets 3! Pyro gets 3 after Tristan gets the initial frag. And now it's just Levente alone by showers with this operator in a 1v5 situation. Pyro, amazing shots there. We didn't even see them happen, but we just have to know they were good.
And like we talked about, op in these situations,
They
not
found my
that good,
trap.
honestly. You're gonna want to try and shoot at multiple opponents to only be able to take
Tristan
out one.
with the hold and showers as
They
well.
know where he is.
They 100% know he's lurking showers. They're just trying to clear everything out slowly. Well, I say slowly, but look at
ready.
look at
Yeah.
I believe it's Bev here. And then Tristan just eventually gets the op diff on Levente. And yet again, that's just another op lost for the Ravens here. How many more ops do you think they can buy?
I know.
And even after that, we do see now the Ravens have taken their timeout as well.
No, yeah, and also too, I mean, their eco's really on even
Solid.
here.
Oh,
I was talking about the Ravens.
Oh, I was talking about UA. Yeah, sorry. The Ravens very. Meku's about the only. Meku and Sunless are the only people on the team that can buy really.
Then Levente being at 2, it's not good to have kind of that much of a differentiation.
No, definitely
in
not.
your eco. I mean, UA, they're kind of pretty similar. At least most of them are above 3,000. So next round they'll at least have enough for a weapon and another round.
We'll have enough to buy for sure.
But
yes.
With the Ravens, the eco's not looking good where it's fluctuating that much. So I think the timeouts really well placed. I would assume they're being told maybe to play. They are looking for picks a lot, but I think they're gonna have to play even slower in that regard.
I mean, yeah, we did see them let the timer expire on Haven a couple of times.
That was really funny, but
I mean, maybe not that slow, but you're probably gonna want to stall out the round until there's around like 20 seconds left.
something, right?
Weapon here.
I mean, obviously we're not the coaches. We can't really dictate what these teams do, but it's like you kind of just have to re-strategize and figure out what you're doing isn't working.
So that was a small detail. Why was Narch throwing the sheriff basically
Yeah,
trying to play map?
I'm not sure
Maybe-
actually. That is a little strange.
Maybe not wanting the somebody on the Ravens to potentially pick up.
I mean, I guess that's very meticulous, but you know that's completely fair. Honestly, I respect it.
Right?
We do see the bomb down yet again outside of A site here, and the Ravens again trying to do this slow walk up through B long,
No, yeah.
and maybe we do see the Euroclone come in, so they are making their presence known. Narch and Patat with the Sunless gets a trade on Patat, and then Narch gets a Sunless. That's a beautiful high-low by UA there. And now it's just a 4v3 in favor of UA already. And Tristan TP's back over to A, possibly anticipating the A take. The Brim Smokes come in, so now they know. Tristan gets the kill on Normdog through the tank, I believe. And Pyro gets Tyson. So now, yet again, it's Levente left alone in a 1v4. This seems to be a very common theme.
Yeah, I know, right?
I guess that's what happens when you're playing Senti. But
yeah, it happens a lot.
But yeah, so now we just see Levente with the Headhunter, nothing else. And
30 seconds left.
The TP just comes online now as well.
And they're all...
There is a Deagle on the ground if he wants it, but it looks like he's not even going to bother. Noah's the best position, but now it's so does UA. And Narch completes the 3K on Levente, and that is a beautiful round way. And now
it's very close.
Yeah, and now what's it called? The Ravens eco is even more in the gutter.
No, I'm very curious to see.
Yeah, so it's still very unbalanced. We do see Meku on a buy. We see everyone on the Ravens buying, but they're all so like close to not being able to.
No, yeah, and call me crazy. I feel like this is just my one take. I feel like it would be better to save here because if you buy and you get to the 12th round,
it's 11-11,
scary.
and then you're not gonna win your save round unless you just. Yeah, no, and then Pyro gets the kill on Meku. Normdog gets a trade on Pyro. Pyro pops the res. Tristan gets the kill with the op. Pyro can't quite complete the kill on Normdog there. And we do see the slow push through showers. We did see, and now we just do see UA is probably going to just play this retake here.
Of course.
And Tyson is on triple, kind of trying to play in the smokes here, which we do know doing that on Brimstone is kind of difficult, especially because the Brim smokes are the hardest ones to see in. And yeah, we do see Normdog down. Yeah.
Spike planted.
And yeah, so UA is just going to commit to this retake here, which is the one spot where the op might not be the most useful weapon here. The Fade ult tags 2 of the 3 remaining Ravens. Normdog gets Tristan off the op. Bev gets Levente, and then the Raze Rocket comes in from Normdog on the 4K. Normdog sitting lamps. It's a 2v2 situation. Narch peaks very low HP, throws the C's. Stun comes in. Narch on the defuse, possibly scared of the spray here.
One enemy
and Normdog gets the kill on Narch. Patat gets Normdog. Patat gets Tyson. I'm not sure if they have time. We can't hear the bomb. It looks like they will. And that's a round win for UA. That's miraculous. And they get the op back for Tristan. And it's 11-11. Your UA Great Danes have come back from 11 to 6.
Yeah, I mean,
up to 11 to 11. Yeah, that's 5 straight.
Redid, the Ravens had a 7 win streak coming in from defense. Sorry.
Yes.
So and if Albany wins 2 more in a row, they just basically took everything back. So, and like we talked about, Massimo, they are just trying to scrape anything together.
Yeah, look at this buy.
Very interesting buy.
They have to force here because they can't let UA get this 12th round here. But it's just such a rough situation to be in. And Tristan gets the immediate pick on Levente. Pyro gets Tyson. It's already a 5v3. Maybe well, pop by Meku. Gets Pyro.
Jumped Pyro
with the buggy. So that is 1 gun in possession of the Ravens now. Normdog gets Bev. So now it is actually a 3v3. An even matchup yet again. Normdog is gonna play the same spot on in lamps, and
Bring them
Narch
down.
gonna clear out
That
lamps
drone's
with the
really
dog.
well.
The drone is working, or doing its magic as well. Tristan with the op, narrowly misses Normdog, gets the kill on Normdog. Sunless in lamps with the Bucky. It's a 2v2 situation now. One of the Great Danes, Tristan with an op still. Meku and Sunless holding the crossfire here. Sunless does get blinded,
Last player
taken out by
standing.
Patat.
One
Meku
enemy
gets
remaining.
Patat, holding the bomb! Sticks it! He sticks it! Oh my god, that's actually crazy.
And gets out with the op.
And he leaves with the
Match
op. He had a
point.
TP set up.
Wow.
That is ridiculous.
No, yeah, like it's been so interesting to see how often sticking the bomb say either
Pros
would
don't
have worked.
think.
Yeah, exactly. It would have worked or has worked. Like it is crazy. And right there, I mean, like how do you see
Cutting
that
through.
situation and say I just need to stick the bomb and it worked. And it worked.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. You just look down, turn backwards,
And
make
pray
yourself
for
the
the
smallest hitbox possible, and just pray.
They also Meku did use your ult there and not have it for this round is very bad and it is not.
Yeah, getting
good.
that pick just to lose the round is really unfortunate. They do have the one Fatal online, and UA does have the Dimensional Drift.
But UA is closer and has your own ult, I believe.
Yes. Yeah, UA has a Dimensional Drift.
So.
And Sunless has the Fatal, but that it can only really be used for a site take. And if with the lack of info gathering they have on their squad,
Yes.
like they don't have any sort of scan. I mean, they do have fade. And then you just see Pyro has an op as well. Apparently gets a pick on Normdog. I guess UA feeling very confident in this round.
I mean, I think they should, you know.
I mean, yeah, they just won 7 straight, right?
Also, too, knowing that,
Or 6.
yeah. Yeah.
Face your fear!
Dimensional Drift is pop for
You're not
UA.
gonna know where he is though, even when he does get out, luckily. So
Yeah, the Fatal
it
does
helps
come in.
Another person, Meku getting picked off there by Bev.
Yeah, and
just not looking better.
Tyson kind of just in the middle of nowhere with the bomb.
Yeah.
And Bev is still on the B site.
Anchoring.
And it's
30
a 5v3
seconds left.
in favor of UA. And Bev is just holding this cross. Oh, he was getting a little antsy that he wants to go somewhere. Dashes out into elbow. Jiggles, spots Tyson. Decides not to go for that gunfight.
Launching smoke.
Sunless does take some damage. There's
clock?
12 seconds left in the
Molly.
round. Tyson is alone and is going to have to get
10
this bomb
seconds
out.
left.
If he doesn't get down,
Gets slowed.
and
Bev gets
they have to
Tyson.
run on.
There's no
Spike
time.
down,
There's no
B.
time. UA wins.
That's the win.
UA wins. Oh my
That is
lord.
disrespectful as hell. They said GG, but that is
No, I mean it is
they,
GG.
they know. They know.
That is the win for your UAlbany Great Danes. They made a comeback from a 6-11 deficit.
No, yeah, they did
And-
that quite a bit. Like that. They're,
Yeah, I
they're-
mean they love to make us worry, dude. I mean, and now that is a 2-0. Two maps to 0 in favor of UAlbany, and UAlbany's taken home the match. And now we're 3-3.
3-3 in the NECC.
3-3. Yes,
yeah.
go. We're positive record again.
Well,
So
we're neutral, but you know.
well, we consider that positive.
Yeah, it's a good sign.
But yeah, thank you all for tuning in tonight. Let's go, Great Danes. Have a good night, everybody.